Let me start this off by saying I don't care if you buy fake jerseys. It's your money and your choice. The only person that I'm shaming in this is myself. In front of you, there's 3 jerseys. An MJ jersey, a Lamar Odom jersey, and a Kobe jersey. Now, which of these 3 is real? If you said Odom, you'd be right. And the MJ and Kobe jerseys aren't the only fakes I own. I've got 4 others that are fake with a wide range of quality. Now, I do have plenty of real jerseys. In addition to Lamar Odom, I've got this KD Sonics jersey as well as an array of Bulls jerseys from Reebok, Adidas, and Nike that I know for a fact are real. Actually, let's be more genuine. This is my one champion jersey I have, a baby-sized MJ jersey that my parents got for me in the 90s. Obviously, this jersey's graphics are screen printed, which I restored a few years ago. Anyways, I'm going to be using the Reebok and first generation Adidas jerseys that came out between 2006 and 2010 for comparison shots, as those are similar in construction to today's subject. Now let's take a look at the fake Swingman jerseys I own, 3 fake first generation Nikes, and 3 fake Adidas hardwood classics. The tier of NBA jerseys, for anyone not in the know, are replicas, which feature screen printed graphics. Swingman is in the middle and is the most popular with fans, featuring separately fitted letters and numbers, but they're single layer and any other layers are simply printed on top. And authentic is essentially what the players wear on court, featuring multiple layers instead of printing. Up until the 3rd generation of Adidas starting in 2014, Swingman and authentic jerseys were both stitched, but for a decade now, Swingman graphics are heat sealed, which for anyone not in the know means the graphics have a glue on the back that's activated via heat, and that's how the graphics stay on. It's a controversial topic in the jersey world, to say the least, so much so that it deserves its own video. This practice would find its way to Mitchell & Ness, who specialize in recreating old jersey designs. Their NBA Swingman jerseys switched from stitched to heat sealed in 2019. So the jerseys I have are an MJ Bulls red, Vince Carter Raptors white, Shaq Magic blue, Kobe Lakers purple, Mike Bibby Grizzlies teal, and Charles Barkley Suns purple. I got these as they were affordable, and I liked these designs, and stupid me really thought I was getting the real deal, as they all came from US-based eBay sellers as opposed to a Chinese-based seller. That's right, I got scammed and didn't realize it until it was too late. Yeah, it happens to the best of us, and I hadn't done my homework on NBA jerseys at the time I bought these, though I'm positive the original eBay accounts that sold me these have all been shut down. I remember the guy who sold me the Kobe jersey was shut down after he shipped the jersey out. The 3 Nike jerseys are copies of the originals released from the late 90s to the early 2000s during Nike's first stint in the NBA, whereas the 3 Adidas jerseys are copies of the originals from their own stint that started in 2006. Now, as a Bulls fan, I'm almost required to own at least one Jordan jersey. Raptors, I love their 90s style, and my in-laws love the Raptors too, though I went with the white home as opposed to the purple robe because it was all that was available at the time. Yeah, I would have gone with purple all day too. Shaq, honestly, any of his jerseys would have scratched the itch for me, but I went for his time in Orlando. Gotta have a Kobe jersey, especially with his original number 8. Too bad the gold and yellow version wasn't available at the time, because I would have rather gotten that. Mike Bibby Grizzlies, this has always been one of my favorite designs, and I even bought the Mitchell & Ness sweatshirt of it. And to top it off, so both conferences were even, got myself Chuck, especially with the best look Phoenix has ever had in my eyes. So good that their redesign was essentially an update of this. Now I'm going to use pictures of their real counterparts for comparisons, though I don't actually own the originals, in addition to my real Reebok and Adidas jerseys, so bear with me. With all that said, let's check them out. In terms of positives, it's definitely the price. These jerseys each ran me between $20 to $30, which is a massive bargain compared to the original Swingmans, or even a Mitchell & Ness Swingman, which runs for $135. And on top of that, some of these players are only available as authentics through Mitchell & Ness, which are $300! That's insane, and I wish they'd make more affordable Swingmans of the popular players. And hey, unlike Mitchell & Ness Swingman jerseys as of late, these are stitched like those old jerseys. If you care about that and can't find the original version or an older Mitchell & Ness Swingman, then this could do the trick. But the most important aspect, generally speaking, no one will ever tell. Unlike many fakes of the Nike jerseys, with the exception of the heat-sealed fakes, these look genuine if you're just passing someone who's wearing one. Okay, now the negatives, and I could also call this segment, How You Could Tell That They're Fake. Well, for one with a fake jersey, the material is questionable. It feels stiff, as if it's a fusion of polyester and paper, or your mom used too much spray starch. All 6 of these jerseys are like that, and I hate it. The jersey will also arrive with cardboard on the inside, with everything that's been sewn on contained beneath the cardboard. On a real jersey, the manufacturers make the effort to remove it, whereas fakes don't. I've removed that crap because I hated it. However, you've still got these messy threads underneath. Absolutely pales in comparison to how clean the threads are underneath my real jerseys. On the topic of stitching, one big clue that it's fake is how one long piece of thread is used to connect everything underneath. Now on this Jordan jersey, you don't see that on the outside, but you sure see it on the inside, connecting Bulls, Jordan, and the number 23 together. And the same goes for the others. The only one of my jerseys that exhibit this on the outside is the Bibby jersey, as you can clearly see the thread between the letters of his last name. The reason it is like this is because these knockoff manufacturers are cutting the top thread when they're done with one letter, but not the bottom thread, and thus cutting corners. If you know anything about using a sewing machine, it's that you cut the top and bottom threads when you're done sewing a particular section. Now, I don't think you'll be fine snipping these, because I'm sure stuff will just start falling off if you do. At this point, I'd rather have heat sealed. One massive clue for Bulls jerseys to tell if it's real or fake that's present on this jersey is the S in the name. The real Bulls jerseys have a serif on top and bottom of the S, whereas this fake jersey doesn't have that. When you're scouring through eBay and see this regardless of the manufacturer, you'll know immediately that it's fake. However, still check every other detail, even if the S does have the serifs. If you've noticed on the back, this Jordan jersey has the last name in white instead of the more recognizable black letters with white outlining. However, the last names on the Bulls red jerseys were white until changing to the more familiar layered outlining beginning in the 92-93 season. They'd returned back to solid colored last names in 2017. That being said, this style of Bulls jersey did not feature the logo on the back. That aspect didn't show up until the early 2000s. Speaking of last names, you'll also have a tendency to get misprints on letters with the printed coloring. Like the real Swingmans, the colored sections are just screened onto patches, and for this Bibby jersey, those holes in the B's aren't supposed to be printed on. The original version has the holes cut out in the B's like it's meant to, a trait carried over to the Mitchell & Ness release. And as for Kobe, this A just doesn't look right, and again, the original has the correctly shaped letters and gaps wherever necessary, also carried over to the Mitchell & Ness version. And since these are based on 90s jerseys, they'll tend to have radical designs that are screen printed, like the Raptor here. From a distance, yeah, it looks fine, but up close, a little rough. This especially looks bad compared to my other jerseys with screen printed graphics. It is accurate that the Nike version had the Raptor screen printed, while both the Raptor's Adidas Hardwood Classic Swingman and the Mitchell & Ness Swingman does the Raptor as a giant patch outline with all the coloring and details printed on. Also, mine always had a loose corner on the jock tag. Speaking of the jock tag, while the Nike jock tags look normal, the NBA logo on these Lakers, Grizzlies, and Suns jock tags look off, plus I'm pretty sure they're the wrong color. Not to mention, the jock tag on the Grizzlies jersey is much higher up than the others, another indication of a fake. Hardwood Classics jock tags of past players are supposed to have the player's name and year the jersey throws back to, something these three lack. So you may be asking, where to get these? Well, like mentioned earlier, mine came from eBay as they're freaking everywhere. I've even seen some on Facebook Marketplace in my area too, so be sure to check that as well if you're interested. You may also be asking if I plan to get the real versions of these. Yes, I do, specifically the Mitchell & Ness versions, and I'll buy directly from their site, as I find eBay to be a crapshoot with this era of jersey in my size. Not to mention that even the Mitchell & Ness versions are commonly faked as well. It will be long before I have replaced all 6 with genuine ones. You may now be asking what I do with these fakes if I were to get the Mitchell & Ness versions. I don't know, probably burn them. Unless a subscriber reached out to me and asked to take the fakes off my hands, there's no use keeping them. Maybe before I burn them, I'll snip the excess stitching off to see if that actually does anything. I wouldn't give these to a resale store like Goodwill or Salvation Army, cause it looks bad that stores like that would have fake sports merchandise. Like I said earlier, it's your money and choice to buy fake jerseys. Me personally, I'd just like to replace these fakes with the real deal at some point in time. I already did that this year when I replaced a fake Brian Urlacher 1941 throwback with a legit one that I found on eBay for a damn good deal. And yes, this time it's real. So if you're someone who will still buy a jersey even if it's fake, do whatever you want to do because I'm not the judge, you are your own judge. So keep shopping at DHgate or wherever. I'll keep lurking around eBay for cool used jerseys. For anyone that just wants the real deal and avoid getting scammed, be sure to do your homework on the various generations of jerseys. There's plenty of videos that detail it, and even ask a seller questions if you're not sure, or consult r/basketball jerseys. Don't ask a seller if a jersey is real, cause of course they'll say yes, even if it's a lie. Ask to view the tags, especially with the style number, or even ask to see what the jersey looks inside out. So like always, be sure to leave a comment, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all later.